What's going on, bike fam? So real quick, let's talk about something super important, the most important thing you can do as a biker, and that is acquire a good helmet. So you see, I got my Nex X3 X dot R3R zero carbon helmet. Beautiful. That matte finish, you know what I'm saying? Gorgeous. But I want to talk about this helmet in particular, and while some of you may be getting a broad deal if you buy your helmets through a non-authorized supplier from overseas. Let's get into an email I had to go through with Next and save my buddy from buying a helmet. They probably wouldn't be able to do anything with. As you see right here, this is the new red carbon Hajibis or Hajibis. I'm butchering it, I know. But this is the new red carbon. So he wanted this one, and he found a deal on a European website. But look what it says right here: beware European retailers selling Next helmets that are not DOT approved or for legal for sale in, or use in North America, and not eligible for warranty. I was like, ooh. I hit him up, and he was like, "Yo, this is from Nexus site. This is um, a retailer that's on their site, and that was cool. But here's the rub: it's all in that wordplay." So I emailed Eric with Next North America. I said, "Hey, it's Motorin. This is the site he bought it from because he bought it for a steal, like $200 off retail. It's legit. A buddy of mine bought. Woo, woo, woo. He hits me back. Hey, thanks for the inquiry. If you purchase a helmet from a retailer outside of the U.S., you are taking a risk. They will sell at big discounts, but they do not have DOT legal helmets, even though they're listed on their website. Our helmets are ECE and DOT approved. The worst part, customer service is horrible. Motored in, Chrome Burner, Champion Helmets of C-Moto. We are constantly receiving service requests for helmets sold by these overseas retailers. These helmets sometimes appear to be secondhand, previously returned defective helmets that have not been properly repaired or inspected. We aren't allowed to touch them or provide warranty support for liability reasons. Now, the reason why I point that out is because sometimes you'll buy something from a company and you'll buy from overseas, and you're like, oh, I tried to get customer service. They were so horrible. You try to call the North America outfit, and they're like, hey, we can't touch that. We can't do nothing with it. And oh, they're horrible. No, they're a trash company. No, you try to get a real good deal, and that company was not willing to tell you, or should I say, the retailer's not willing to tell you that, hey, we're not supposed to be doing this, but we're gonna gladly take your money. So you see, if you have a problem with one of their helmets, they will make you pay shipping costs to get it back to them for inspection. Lastly, the U.S. Department. I can't because I'm doing this on the edit app. Hold on, let me see if I can move around. All right, so the last part it says, lastly, the U.S. de minimis exemption, which allowed them to ship helmets valued under $800. That's the rub. That's why the reason why they was able to sell it like that into the U.S. without paying any taxes slash duties have been discontinued. So I'm not sure if you'd even be able to get a helmet from them without delays and problems with U.S. customs and having to pay duties and brokerage fees. So you may even pay as much for an R10 from Alpine Stars or even a Shoei or an AGV. So you may end up paying $1,600 for your $800 helmet that you got for a deal at about $650. The most important part, we are the only authorized importer for Next helmets in North America. I recommend buying from our website, which is NorthAmerica.com, or from any of our North America-based reputable retailers such as Speed Addicts or RevZilla, which includes Cycle Gear. Cycle Gear is in that family. And I'm gonna show you something my RevZilla got. That's super dope that they got this. That's the only site I've seen it on. But yeah, Speed Addicts or RevZilla. So if you're not buying from Next North America, Speed Addicts or RevZilla, you finna run into some serious issues. And now they did answer my question. Yes, they are a legit vendor for Next helmets. They are not authorized to export to North America. It goes against their agreement with the Next Pro factory in Portugal. If you were to ask the factory if you, being in North America, should purchase the Next helmet through them, the factory would tell you not to. Hmm. I do understand that the pricing is enticing. They're not paying the premium for DOT approval. That's where they able to skip out. You're like, well, how can they if it's the same brand? Hold on. That's why you got to pay attention to details. And shout out to Eric. Appreciate you, man, for breaking this down. Nor do they pay the tariffs that we must pay to import the helmets legitimately. Helmets manufactured for the U.S. market have either different shells or different EPS styrofoam interiors to ensure safety. So that's a styrofoam lining that's in between the shell and your skull. All right, you got to pay attention to that. It's a black market for them. Even if you don't mind that your helmet is technically not legal for the U.S. or on North American highways, you'll be taking a risk that a helmet will be stopped by U.S. Customs with significant fees being due. And honestly, the bigger risk is the lack of warranty and customer support. So that $200 you save on the front end might cost you even more than the AGV Pista. So guys, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. That might be the reason why you're having issues with certain companies, because you're like, why are they not taking care of this helmet? It's their brand, but you didn't get it from the North American location, which means it doesn't have the DOT approval. It doesn't have everything it needs paperwork wise to qualify for warranty, and that's why you have issues. So don't skip out on this, man. Spend the extra bread so you can be under warranty, and you ain't got to worry about paying no extra fees and paying over to what you would pay if you just bought it from North American distributor. Now I told you Revzilla is also on Cycle Gear because they're under the same umbrella. Has something I hadn't seen even on the website. The next XR3R Zero Pro 2 Carbon Glaze Edition helmet. So you have the carbon that has a glaze instead of a satin finish. And this is the only helmet that comes with the blue lettering, the iridium blue face shield, and the iridium blue spoiler. Only, which I think is hot. You know, the only reason I would get something like this, if I just so happened to, you know, was able to acquire, say, the new Busa. I'm just saying, I think they would just go hand in hand. Anyway, guys, make sure you're getting your helmet from a reputable dealer in the U.S. so you won't have issues with warranty, DOT compliance, and you won't be stuck at customs paying a whole bunch of money and probably not even getting your helmet. Buy safe and two down.